namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel Astrology. In the series of planets placed in the Nakshatras of Other Planets, we have done the placement of Rahu, Venus, Mercury and Moon so far. The links to those videos I will also give you in the comment section below. Today we will be talking about one of the very important placements, which is the placement of the Sun in the Nakshatras of Other Planets. Because it is the soul, and hence the placement of the Sun becomes very important and second only to the Moon or the Lagna Lord being placed in the Nakshatras of every other planet. So let's jump into understand what is the soul's dissemination, what is the Sun's dissemination when it goes into the Nakshatras ruled by other planets. Let's start with Sun going into the Nakshatras ruled by itself. Now Sun ruled Nakshatras have either the fire sign energies or the earth sign energies, because the three Nakshatras, Kritika, Uttara Falguni and Uttarashadha, each one of them have one pada in the Aries, Leo or the Sagittarius sign and three other padas in either the Taurus sign, Virgo sign or the Capricorn sign. So for instance, Kritika Nakshatra has one pada in Aries and three padas in Taurus. Uttara Falguni has one pada in Leo and three padas in Virgo. And similarly, Uttarashadha has one pada in Sagittarius and three padas in Capricorn. So firstly, the fire energies of the fire pada comes in and the three other padas of earth sign energies will also come in. So when Sun goes into the Nakshatra ruled by itself, it has a lot of fiery resolve to be able to rule with leadership, but be accountable, also very responsible, and rule life with a lot of dignity, lead life with a lot of dignity, and with a lot of steadfastness also with earth sign brings. However, here the steadfastness is more than the fieriness which the fire sign brings in, because the only one pada is in the fire sign energies and three padas are in the earth sign energies. So here the person will be somebody who will be very responsible, very accountable, but will also have a lot of dignity, self-respect, but will also have the humility to be also very fiery resolved. So person very dedicated to his or her responsibility, accountability, who will be very steadfast, and depending on which sign it goes in, which nakshatra it is. For example, if it's Kritika, then the Aries sign energies of Mars, fierce resolve will also come in, but also that of Taurus, a lot of material desires will also come in. If it goes into Uttara Falguni, then the responsibility will be higher because one pada is in Leo, but a lot of service orientation will also come in when it goes into Virgo. So Sun going into the Nakshatras ruled by itself will bring in a lot of responsibility, a lot of accountability with a lot of steadfastness. One of the best people to lead in tough situations and in situations where goal achievement with steadfastness is on the top of the agenda. When Sun goes into the Nakshatras ruled by Mercury, Mercury ruled Nakshatras all have the water sign energies, because each of the Mercury ruled Nakshatras, Aslesha, Jyeshtha or Revati, are all in the water signs of either Cancer, Scorpio or Pisces. So Sun, fiery planet that it is, fiery energy that it is not mostly comfortable in water sign nakshatras. So in Aslesha it is slightly better placed, because Aslesha is in the sign of Cancer, ruled by Moon, which it is friendly with. So Sun is slightly better off in Cancer rather than in Scorpio. Though Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which is also friendly to it, but it is the 8th house energies, and Sun, the bright star that it is, not very comfortable into the depths of Scorpio. Whereas in Revati it is slightly better off, because it is again friendly to Jupiter, but because Pisces is the ocean, the most deepest of placements and the turbulence of the ocean also. So sometimes in Mercury ruled nakshatra, the person will be very intellectual, very logical, will be very data oriented, will be very practical and very intelligent to take decisions with a lot of responsibility and accountability. However, the person is not most comfortable in these nakshatras because of the water placement, because of the emotionality also involved, because of the fluidity also involved. So this is a placement where there's a lot of intellectual capacity to be able to do for others, to be able to do more for society, to give back to society, and the Sun's own elevation, because each of the water signs are also the moksha sign. So when the person has his or her Sun placed in the nakshatras ruled by Mercury, the person usually ends up doing most in his responsibility, in his capacity to be more accountable, sometimes get the least back from his relationships, leaves back also from society. Now when sun goes into the nakshatras ruled by Venus, all the Venus ruled nakshatras have the fire energy. So sun is most comfortable placed in the Venus ruled nakshatras. Whether it is Bharani, which is in the Aries sign, all 4 padas are in Aries, or Purva Falguni, where all 4 padas are in Leo, or with Purvashada, where all the 4 padas of Purvashada are in Sagittarius. However, because these are Venus ruled nakshatras, so the materialism, the good quality of life leading, and the attachment towards the opposite gender, or towards intimacy, or towards love and romance, the softness of romance also comes in. So here the person becomes very oriented towards relationships, towards romance also, and there is a lot of material desire also involved, and because there is fire energies also, so the person usually will move towards the material desires also. And if it's in Bharani, because it is in the sign of Aries, so Mars adds to the energies, and the person will be chasing materialism, maybe chasing romance also with a lot of fervor also, but yet to take accountability and responsibility for the person he or she is in relationship with. In Purva Falguni, which has Leo energies, this person will take more accountability for the relationship in itself, and will try to keep the boat from rocking, and will try to take more responsibility and more leadership also in the relationship. Whereas in Purvashada, the person will be more adventurous, even fun loving, because Sagittarius energies are involved here, but yet there are a lot of wisdom which Jupiter also brings in. And so when sun goes into the nakshatras ruled by Venus, this is a lot of material desires, attachment, romance also, but with a lot of accountability, with a lot of responsibility, and one of the best placements for material results for success in life, related to how we see success in today's life generally, rather than the soul's elevation. Now when sun goes into the nakshatras ruled by moon, here all the moon ruled nakshatras have the strong earth energy. So this is a very, very steadfast placement of sun. Firstly, sun and moon are 2 luminaries, each one of them is very friendly to each other, and if sun and moon are very strong in your horoscope, there is very less to worry about, and this is said also in many, many shlokas. And on top of that, because there are very strong earth energy, so this is a person who will do more for others, will take a lot of accountability and responsibility, but with also the understanding, the empathy which the moon brings in. This is a person who wants to support others, do more for others, and depending on which nakshatra it goes in, if it goes into Rohini, which lies in the sign of Taurus, so here the bullheadedness of wanting to do more for others, wanting to take responsibility also comes in. If it goes into Hasta, which is in the sign of Virgo, so a lot of service orientation which Virgo also brings in comes into the picture. If it's Shravana, a lot of dedication, loyalty, commitment, and with a lot of discipline which Capricorn denotes will also come into the picture. So sun going into the nakshatras ruled by moon is a very, very steadfast energy, very goal oriented energy, wanting to achieve either material desires, or towards service, or towards a lot of dedication and structure, and through that showing leadership, showing accountability, showing responsibility is when sun goes into the nakshatras ruled by moon. Now when sun goes into the nakshatras ruled by Mars, firstly Mars has very fiery energy. However, the Mars ruled nakshatras have either the earth energies or the air energies. In fact, each of the nakshatras ruled by Mars is 50% in a earth sign and 50% in the air sign. For example, Mrigashira's 2 padas are in Taurus, 2 padas are in Gemini. Chitra's 2 padas are in Virgo, 2 padas are in Libra. Dhanishta's 2 padas are in Capricorn, and 2 padas are in Aquarius. So those flavors of which sign the nakshatra lies will also come into the picture. So firstly, sun going into the nakshatras of Mars makes this a very, very fiery energy to be able to achieve any goal. No goal is less for this person, and if this person takes it upon him or her to attain a goal, very seldom do you find that they don't achieve it. The challenge is because of the air energies, movable energies, flexible energies, many times the person gets lost in wanting to do more for others, losing the sign of what the person wants in his or her own life, their own goals. Because sun is about responsibility, sun is about leadership. Mars is the general who wants to do more for others, wants to do for the sun, for the soul. So the soul ends up doing more for others. If sun goes into the nakshatra of Mrigashira, 2 padas in Taurus, so a lot of material desires, but with the bullheadedness of Taurus may also come in, but with the confused ability, the thinking, communication ability of Gemini will also come in. In Chitra, the service orientation of Virgo, but the relationship orientation of Libra will also come in. If it goes into Dhanishta, then the dedication, the commitment of Capricorn, but also wanting to do more for the masses because of the 2 padas in Aquarius will also come in. So overall, Sun going into the Nakshatras of Mars is a very, very fiery energy, one of the best to attain goals with a strong resolve, with a strong willpower, but with accountability, but with responsibility, but ending up doing more for societal causes, more for the others, and more for the soul rather than at a material level. If Sun goes into the Nakshatras ruled by Jupiter, here Sun is placed very well in Jupiter ruled Nakshatras because a lot of wisdom is brought to the dissemination of the Sun, to the leadership of the Sun, the accountability of the Sun, the responsive reaction of the Sun. However, the Jupiter ruled Nakshatras have either the air energies or the water energies, and it has more air energies rather than the water energies. Why? Because each of the Nakshatras ruled by Jupiter, whether it is Punarvasu or Vishaka or Purva Bhadrapada, they have 3 padas in the air signs and 1 pada in the water sign. So Punarvasu 3 padas are in Gemini, 1 pada is in Cancer. Vishaka's 3 padas are in Libra, 1 pada is in Scorpio. Purva Bhadrapada's 3 padas are in Aquarius, 1 pada is in Pisces. So when Sun goes into the Nakshatras ruled by Jupiter, depending on which Nakshatra it goes in, those energies will also come into the picture. In Punarvasu, the communication ability of the 3 padas in Gemini will also come forth, but with also the nourishment, the empathy orientation of Cancer will also come in. In the Nakshatra of Vishaka, the wisdom of Jupiter, but also the relationship oriented of Libra will also come in, but with the depth, the secretiveness of Scorpio will come in. In Purva Bhadrapada, 3 padas in Aquarius, so a lot of socially giving, doing more for the large masses comes in, but also with the charitable donation of Pisces will also come in. And that is the meaning of Sun's denotation, manifestation when it goes into the Nakshatras ruled by Jupiter. A lot of wisdom oriented, relationship oriented, responsible oriented energy. When Sun goes into the Nakshatras ruled by Saturn, all the Saturn ruled Nakshatras have the water sign energies. Why? Each of the Nakshatras of Saturn, whether Pushya, Anuradha, Uttara Bhadrapada, each one of them have all the 4 padas either in Cancer or all the 4 padas in Scorpio or all the 4 padas in Pisces. So here again Sun is not very comfortable because firstly the Nakshatras have all the water sign energies and that too ruled by Saturn. So Sun is in some of the most tough placements when it goes into the Saturn ruled Nakshatras. However, Saturn means servitude, Saturn means serving. So when it goes into the Nakshatras of Pushya, this becomes one of the most giving placements of Sun, where the leadership is to give, leadership is to do more for others and with the empathy of Cancer. If it goes into Anuradha, then this is the leadership wanting to do more for others, to give more for others, and in most trouble of circumstances, even most mysterious of circumstances, sometimes the person doesn't even understand. If he or she is giving so much, why nothing is being reciprocated. And when it goes into Uttara Bhadrapada, this is one of the most charitable placement for Sun because it has 4 padas in Pisces sign energies, water sign energies, but again Nakshatra of Saturn. So one of the most giving placement, one of the most relationship, one of the most responsible, accountable orientation to do more for the masses, but to shine through that placement also when Sun goes into the Nakshatras of Saturn. Now when Sun goes into the Nakshatras ruled by Rahu, all the 4 Nakshatras ruled by Rahu are the air energies. Whether it is Ardra, where all the 4 padas are in Gemini, or Swati, where all the 4 padas are in Libra, or Satabhisha, where all the 4 padas are in Aquarius. So the air energies of flexibility, of movability also comes in. However, these are Rahu ruled Nakshatras, so the soul also gets a lot of selfishness attached to it. The soul feels, what do I get? If I am doing more for others, do I also get something back? If I don't get something back, why should I do for others? So when Sun goes into the Nakshatra, for example Ardra, where all the 4 padas are in Gemini, so the person may use his or her communication skills to be able to do more in his responsibility, in his accountability also, but also wants to achieve goals even at the cost of leadership sometimes, and wants to do more for the organization or the task that the person has taken upon himself. In the placement of Swati, there the 4 padas are in Libra. Here relationships are a focus, so the person wants to do more for others and relationships are the key. Uses his or her relationship to be able to get the task done. However, it's also looking back that the organization should also benefit, he or she should also benefit, the team also or department also should benefit in the long run. If it goes into Satabisha, then it is a very social oriented sun. Usually this can be a very good placement for somebody who's attached to social causes, even for politics for example, because it is the Rahu rule nakshatra, mind you. This is also placement of very strong growth with a lot of strength, a lot of mass adulation also, if the person knows how to play his cards well. So in the Rahu rule nakshatras, a lot of energy, lot of power, influence, lot of responsibility, lot of accountability also, but there is a certain selfish tinge also attached to what do I get or for the goal or for the task at hand. When sun goes into the nakshatras ruled by Ketu, all the nakshatras of Ketu have the fire sign energies. Sun is one of the most comfortable placements in Ketu ruled nakshatras because Ketu is giving up, doing more for others. Sun is the soul. Soul wants to do or give up so that it can elevate itself. It can elevate in the spiritual realm also. So when sun goes into the nakshatras either of Ashwini or Magha or Mula, all the 4 padas of Ashwini are in Aries, all the 4 padas of Magha are in Leo, all the 4 padas of Mula are in Sagittarius. So those sign energies will also play in. For example, when it goes into Ashwini, here because of the Aries sign energies, Mars energies will also come in. So this is a person with a lot of willpower to do more for others. A problem solver to the T, extremely strong solution provider also, a big healer also. If it's in the Magha nakshatra in the sign of Leo, then this is a lot of growth orientation also. This person can really rise to the top in wanting to do more for others. So the person may take up strong goals, strong projects also, but takes the lead in one of the highest achievements. Generally less for self but more for the team, more for the department and more for the organization. In Sagittarius, this could also be a person who's very flexible but is also very fun loving, very adventurous also, and what will go out of the distance, long distance also, to do more for others. And sometimes the soul loves to be in Mula because this is also like rising from the ashes like a phoenix. So this person has a never say die placement, and sometimes even in the most trying of circumstances, being down in the dumps, will then again rise to the top. And so sun going into the nakshatras ruled by Ketu, lot of fiery energies, lot of giving energies, lot of responsibility orientation, one of the most giving placement of sun, the soul, and one of the best placement of sun to really achieve the spiritual elevation that the soul wants. So friends, now that we have discussed the placement of sun in the nakshatras ruled by other planets, let's see where your sun is placed, because sun's placement in different nakshatras, as I've said earlier, is important only next to the moon's placement in different nakshatras and the Lagna Lord's placement in different nakshatras, because here the soul gets placed in different nakshatras. So understand the placement of sun in the different nakshatras in your horoscope, understand which houses it goes, what is the dissemination the zodiac wants you to take, what is the responsibility the zodiac wants you to take, because through that the spiritual elevation is given the easiest route by the zodiac. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me, the link is given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide signing off. Ciao.